Hello Pisces friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my Pisces July 2024 Astrology Horoscope Forecast. This is for you if Pisces is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other Pisces placement you're listening for. What I'm going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture. And if you're a very late degree Pisces friend, so birthdays like March 15th through the rest of the sign, or Pisces degrees like 23 degrees to the rest of the sign, I suggest you additionally listen to my Aries report, as your very late degree friends will benefit from both readings. Well, we've got all kinds of things to talk about this month. We've got finally a switch in the sweet to salty aspect ratio. We've got more sweet aspects this month compared to salty ones, so we will have some road bumps along the way, but we've got so much to celebrate, including the 4 golden goodies for Pisces. So we've got a number of sweet aspects. I'm going to go into some of them, and I'm going to talk about some other things that you need to know to make the most of the potentials this month. 2 important facts about this month before we drill down into the Pisces specific things. The first is that we have a hybrid month. So until July 17th, we're still in that brilliant open window, free from personal planet retrogrades. There's only one more period like this before the end of the year, which means that everything else is going to be covered in retrograde. Retrograde energy is fine for many things, but it's not as easy to make plans. It's not as easy to communicate. Things that were swept under the rug often come out, and the energy lends itself to going inwards and backwards and kind of just like letting information come to you rather than going out and pushing things and launching and trying to make big plans. So the first half of the month is going to be your go, 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 make your big plans. I'll give you some great dates that if you have to do something important, you can use those days to have the stars on your side to lock into your, your project. And then July 17th and on for a while, well into September, we'll have the building retrograde, okay? So that will turn us into the inward and backwards. So until July 17th, you're the spider, weave your webs all over the place, far and wide, and then mid-month start to pull in and wait in your web for food and things to come to you and just respond to what happens rather than trying to conjure. Okay, also one important note is that we're not in eclipse season yet. We still are working with the Aries-Libra eclipse cycle, but we're in a little pause, well, they're always working in the backdrop, but we're in a little bit of a break between the hectic, crazy, change-ridden, very active season. So that is going to start again in August. So July is our last month to just kind of chill, not deal with the crazy eclipse stuff, and so that is something to celebrate for sure. All right, so let's get right into these golden goodies for Pisces. And I'm going to go in date order. The first date of note is July 2nd, and it's not just that date. Of course, if you're in a different time zone, it could be a different date, but what's important to know here, it's the days around July 2nd, because whenever we have an aspect, it very rarely just affects us just on one day. So, from the end of June into like July 5th, 6th, 7th, with a strong concentration the closer to the 2nd, we have Venus, the ruler of love and beauty and money and nurturance and aesthetics, getting into a wonderful configuration, a trine, the most favorable aspect in all of astrology, with Saturn. So we've got Venus in Cancer and Saturn in Pisces. And you can see why, maybe you're starting to see why this is a golden goodie, not just for everyone in the zodiac, but specifically for water signs. Okay, so water signs will get even more blessings from this fabulous connection. So what kind of things can you see? Let's talk about some general things, then I'll drill down specifically into the Pisces chart. In general, since Saturn rules long-term projects and stability, and Venus rules all of the things we talked about, you can do something with love on those days that what you want to be permanent, an engagement, a wedding, moving in together, doing something contractual. Or you can do something with money, a big investment. We're still clear until July 17th with those big decisions, regarding the retrograde energies when they shift mid-month. So this is an all over just fantastic series of days that you can lock in something important. When you do something important in astrology, when you do something important in life, whatever's going on in the stars at that time, that project takes on that essence, just like we take on the essence of the stars in the sky at the time that we're born. So your project takes on this essence. So if you want something long-term to echo out for a long time into the future, you want something with stability, you're building something, you want to take a big step, this is an amazing series. Now, drilling down specifically into the Pisces chart, we've got the first house lit up, which is your physical body. This is your identity. This is how people see you. This is your image and your reputation, how people know you, how you feel, like vitality-wise. So that energy is mixing with the fifth house energy, which is where Venus will be, because Saturn's in your first house and Venus is in the fifth house. And actually, for those of you who like the charts, at the ends, I will throw on just a little segment where I will circle and show you visually the things that I touched on here, so that you can have the visual for those of you who want it. And for those of you who don't, then you don't have to watch that part. Okay, so the second part that's being worked with here is the fifth house of romance and children and creativity and fun and hobbies and leisure and pleasures. So you could lock something in romantically. You could lock something important in for one of your kids. You can get a creative baby, pat it on the butt and get it on its way, like a launch. If you have a launch of a creative baby, this is a fantastic time for that. The fifth house that Venus is in for you is full of these opportunities for you to shine. It's a fire house ruled by Leo. And but Pisces has Cancer there, so that you've got this Cancer tilt. So, emotional connections and intuition can also play a part here. So we've got just a lot of yumminess in those first days of the month. The second golden goodie that we have for Pisces is the new moon in Cancer on July 5th, and that's at 14 degrees. So new moons give us new opportunities to plant seeds, to have new beginnings, and this is all about home and family and housing and real estate and home-based business and anything having to do with your inner world, your emotions, your sacred space, literally and figuratively, like your home, sacred space, or just like the aura around your body. So you've got a chance to make wishes along these lines, to jive your wishes with this receptive moon portal for wonderful granting. And the reason why, this is happening for everybody, but the reason why I'm listing it as a special golden goodie for Pisces is because it's in fellow water sign Cancer. So all of this Cancer energy is not only going to come and kiss your sign, but kiss meaning a positive aspect, but it's also locking into the stars, the configurations between planets, mathematical connections that are giving you even more of a boost. Okay, so the new moon is at 14 degrees. Okay, so everyone can get the goodies from that. Everyone can set your intentions, but those of you who are around, well, we'll say like the first 10 days of March, especially, and the closer to around the 4th or 5th, you all get a special extra kiss. But if you're not in that configuration, don't worry. Maybe you have some other water placements in your chart that this will connect with. So the more you know your chart, the more you can work with this consciously. Okay, so the next golden goodie is Venus again. So these are all Venus aspects, well, except for the new moon part. Venus is going to come into a 60-degree angle, which is the angle of opportunities, with Uranus. And Uranus is a lightning strike of ingenious ideas and things that come out of the blue. And even though Uranus has been known to bring upsets, Uranus in a nice configuration can tend to bring a happy jostle. So what could a happy jostle with Venus look like? Oh, a surprise gift from your beloved, or you meet someone that, is very exciting. Sometimes these energies are fleeting and short term, so that's important to be aware of. You could have a boost to money. You could just like have random money come in. You can have, a compliment that makes your day and helps you to feel better and see yourself differently. Those kind of things are what can come through. Now, this is happening specifically again in your fifth house, because all of the Cancer energies are in your fifth house. So you're going to hear me talk about this in multiple layers, because that's what's being highlighted for you right now. So your creative projects, the place where you shine, your bucket list, hobbies, pleasures, things like that. And Uranus is in the third house. So this can have to do with also like a surprise. Hey, you got a new phone because there's a special deal and that's awesome. Or, hey, someone's going to help you get a vehicle because the third house rules modes of transportation and devices. So having this aspect here can be a sudden gift of something that you needed. It can also be something that has to do with just information or communication or a lively discussion that's exciting to you, or something cool that goes on with one of your relatives. And this can be because the Cancer elements in the chart are, really all of your family. So it could be anyone in your family. But then the third house element that's being added here has to do with like cousins, siblings, aunts, uncles, in-laws, different of your kind of your extended family. So you could have an opportunity with them, like someone's in town and you get to see them, something like that. So nice surprises. Oh, and I don't think I told you that's in the days around the 8th. So we'll give that a window of like around July 3rd through around July 13th. And the closer you are to July 8th is when, this is strongest. Okay, so the next golden goodie is in the days around the 11th. Okay, so this one we're going to give around July 6th through around July 16th, and the closer to around July 11th, the stronger the energy. And this is going to be a Venus trine with Neptune. Okay, so this is dreamy, soulful connections, intuitive guidance, peaceful retreats, flowing romantic energy, an idyllic scene in nature, anything like that. And since Cancer is involved, again, this can have to do with your family or a home or housing situation. And because Neptune is involved, this can have to do with retreat or quiet time or sacred space or, just like private things that are kept from the world and just for you and maybe some people close to you. It's also really, really good for deep meditation, for asking for guidance on a problem that you're stuck because you're rolling it through your logical mind, but you need like a little divine boost. You can also see amazing synchronicity at this time. The 12th house very much rules this synchronicity, which is the language of spirit. That's what synchronicity is. So this certain thing, just coincidence happens. Well, that's the divine language of spirit. So you could have like I like to call them breadcrumb on your path to show you where you're supposed to go. And all of these dates that I've given you are actually excellent. They are all in the realm of before the planets turn. And, and you can really, really utilize these. So the second half of the month changes quite a bit. As I've told you, the retrograde energies start to bring us inward and backward. And also by that time, we've got these beautiful water energies that are making all those nice aspects for you moving into fiery, zesty Leo. Now, interestingly, the house that is highlighted by the Cancer placements for you, which I said was the 5th house, is actually that same energy that rules Leo. So you'll have double Leo energy this month. But when the planets start moving into Leo in the second part of the month, they are going to make some clashes. And throughout the month, we've got a series of a few clashes with Pluto that can bring some power struggles throughout the month. And this angle is a little bit more awkward for Pisces. So, I like to call it the when fire transits happen, for Pisces, it's like a fire under your watery pot. So it can get you jostled and aggravated and irritated and annoyed and, have to deal with the awkwardness, but it makes you take necessary action. So, that's what's going to be happening. And that Leo energy will highlight your 6th house of daily work, of pets, of animals, of your daily routine. You might get a new zest to your daily routine, maybe a vacation or something that's different than what you usually do. Or you can be filling that time with vacation or fun or bucket list stuff, as I like to call the Leo energies. So those are the ones that I wanted to most highlight. But if you like the dates, then definitely go to anniehelpsyou.com, put your name and email address in right where you see there at anniehelpsyou.com. And then when you get the welcome letter, go to the archive list and look for July 2024 astrology. And in there is my sweet and salty dates. We've got a bunch of dates to watch out for. I can't list them all because I would be here forever. We've got more sweet dates, so you can go to Annie Helps You and get that. So just a little summary of what to know about this month. We've got an extra nice concentration of sweet aspects in the first half of the month. We've got awesome kisses from Venus. We've got tons of energy in water with some importantly placed earth that can ground some things in. We've got Saturn energy that can ground some things in. We've got Saturn solidifying something with your image, something with your identity, something with your physical health and your vitality. We've got new opportunities for setting intentions and making wishes. We've got home and family energy and housing lit up beautifully. And we also have this dreamy sort of Neptunian energy that can bring just like either a nice romantic flow or beautiful surroundings or quiet personal pursuits. Okay, so definitely go to anniehelpsyou.com, sign up for my free email newsletter. You can see my education options there, including my astrology certification course. If you're already subscribed to my channel, make sure you click the bell. If you're a new subscriber, make sure you click the bell, because I've heard that my info or my posts won't go to your feed if you don't click the bell. So definitely do that. Okay, so as promised, I'm just going to do a quick visual on the things that we covered. Saturn, okay, so on July 2nd, we've got Saturn coming into a great configuration with Venus. That will be at 19 degrees. So that's the visual there. You can see the first house and the fifth house are being accentuated there for Pisces. We've got that new moon at 14 degrees in your fifth house, offering possibilities for Cancer-related things as we discussed, but also offering things related to fifth house, which is love, romance, true love, children, creativity, and fun. Then we have, okay, so that was the 5th. Then on the 7th, or the 8th, and the days around this, I had listed them earlier. I'm not going to go into it again. We've got Venus again coming into a 60-degree configuration with the planet Uranus, bringing happy surprises and sudden opportunities along the lines of devices, communication, information, modes of travel, etc. Then we've got, in the days around the 11th, we've got that dreamy Neptunian Venus connection, which brings, let's see, Neptune and Venus will come together in those days. And again, there's the first house being highlighted there and the fifth house, as we talked about. If you like the charts and you really love to learn astrology, then definitely go to anniehelpsyou.com and check out my astrology education options. I've got a basics course and an astrology certification course that you can see there. All right, so here's the quick visual. AnnieHelpsYou.com will bring you here. You can put your name and email address in for the newsletter. And when you get the welcome letter, click on the archive link and put July 2024 astrology to get all the rest of the dates that are important and other goodies. Then below what you see there, you'll see Learn Astrology with Me. You can up level and you can start with the basics or join my mastery certification course. I hope you have a wonderful month and I'll see you next month. Bye.